Well, good evening and thank you so much as always for joining us on WION Wallet. Before I come to the Indian markets really, now ahead of the budget, it's very important for us to discuss the Indian market. But what's just happened right now is the entire developing story on the Brexit. Now, interestingly, I'm noticing that the FTSE is trading at 0.25% as we speak. It's up in today's trading session, not really getting bogged down by the political uncertainty that surrounds UK at this point of time. What's your sense of the FTSE and how it will shape up in the next few trading sessions till the political uncertainty is not resolved?
Hi, good evening. See, what has happened with the European market is basically the upside, which has been quite fast, basically from November, December, has been catching up the low of moving averages, and overall the up move has been quite dry, basically from last couple of weeks. We believe that this is a kind of buying opportunities in FTSE, despite the fact that it has crossed 21-day EMA on downside. But overall, the idea is the structure is quite positive. So you can have a long position in FTSE with a stop around 6950 for a target of nearly 7350, 7400. As well as in addition to FTSE, basically DAX is also looking quite good. We believe that the sideways movement are here to stay in the European markets before they move up again. But overall, any dip would be a buying opportunity in European space.
As far as India is concerned now, a lot of talk going on about the pre-budget rally because the budget is likely to be populist as well. But historical data and research suggests otherwise. We've seen historically in the past 10 years, we've not really seen a pre-budget rally. How do you think the markets are shaping up pre the budget right now? And do you think that the markets are range-bound at this point of time with a fair bit of negative bias that is surrounding the markets and a fair bit of uncertainty on what the policies are likely to be this year by the BJP government, which is why we're not seeing the kind of rally that we had expected to see?
See, if there has to be any populist budget in the NDA government, and then this has to be the year where populist budget can come. Just because there is a growth concern as well as there is a concern from the ruling party as well. What can happen in 2019 if there are no measures for poor people? So overall, there would be definitely some measures which would be visible. But overall, the idea is the market is right now saying us that there is still upside of nearly 200, in a sense, 3 to 4% upside in the Nifty Sensex. So it would be basically a kind of buy on dip market as of now, and we would be targeting 8660 spot levels in Nifty in next 4 to 5 days. Overall, the idea is rather than pre-budget rally, I would say the trend is our friend. So let's follow the trend, and the trend right now is suggesting that you should hold on to your long position and possibly add on to your long.
Do you think the government is likely to make any kind of changes coming in on the long-term capital gains tax? Do you see that coming from the finance minister? I mean, there were talks earlier, a couple of months ago, about changes to be brought in the capital gains tax, but that did not happen because we remember that Prime Minister Narendra Modi came and cleared the air and said that we're not going to be bringing in any change. But it seems like investors are slightly cautious about the changes in the capital gains structure. What is your sense and how are investors feeling at this point of time? Because it's very crucial over the next 10 days how the markets really shape up in India.
See, we don't actually expect any kind of changes in long-term capital gain tax, just because if there is any duration hike, then it would be a kind of problematic for Indian markets, as well as some of the foreign money would also fly again. So the government will not risk a chance here just because the situation hasn't been great in a sense since November, December. From the economic point of view as well as market point of view. So we don't basically see any changes into that.
What are the kind of global cues that the markets are likely to be picking up as far as India is concerned, apart from the pre-budget rally that we would see or any kind of changes in the markets that we would see ahead of the budget? How are the global cues really auguring down on the Indian indices?
See, what we were basically looking forward was the installation ceremony of Mr. Donald Trump, and it has already happened. Normally, people have expected the stance to soften a bit from Mr. Trump, but it hasn't happened so far. So that is a bit of worry for even Americans also. But overall, the idea is economic-wise or global factor-wise, we have seen the kind of the worst possibilities. Whatever statements had to be made, it has already come. So overall, the idea is you should again look at the charts. Dow Jones is suggesting sideways movement, but we believe Dow Jones is heading towards the another high. So 21,500, 21,800 would be the targets for Dow Jones. And if the USA market is up, again, it would help, emerging markets like India as well as others to move again. So we believe the market clues at the global level are quite positive.
Do you think the American markets are likely to see some sort of correction? I know you said that you were bullish on the Dow, of course, but as Donald Trump goes ahead and declares his trade policies, how do you see the Dow, S&P and the Nasdaq shape up in the next few trading sessions? And also throw some light on how the American futures are looking at this point of time for the opening of today's trading session as well.
See, today's opening may be kind of flat to negative, but overall the idea is S&P 500. If you look at it, then there is a good amount of support around 2,200. So buyers are likely to come in around those levels. It would be a buying opportunity basically for a target of nearly 2470, 2490 levels on upper side. Even if you look at the Nasdaq, which wasn't basically participating in the rally which was happening in November, December in USA markets, then Nasdaq has also moved up, and we last month also pointed out here that the IT companies are the space basically in USA where you should focus. 3% is already the upside for the current month in the index, but if you look at the company wise data, then it's quite good. So overall, we believe that
Right.
IT companies in USA would perform much better in next 3 to 6 months.
We're going to watch out for those US indices. So we leave it at that. Thank you so much, Dhaval Vyas, for joining us live with the markets check as far as the global markets are concerned. That's all that we have of this edition of WION Wallet, and that's all the time that we have for WION Wallet right now. Do stay with us. We're going to take a short break. We come back and discuss our expectations, as always, from the union budget with our esteemed panelists who are going to be joining us on the other side of this break as well. Stay with us on World is One News.